What's going on, and welcome into your casual gaming news conversation for this week. I'm Nick, that's Connor, and this is your weekly gaming news podcast from Co-op 64. Connor, how are we doing on this Halloween evening?
I'm doing good. Yeah, excited for the weekend. Excited to play some games. Booted up God of War Chains of Olympus on the PSP today. Taking a little break from P3P. Just I'm like 25 hours into that game. I'm like I need a refresh. I need to play something that I can complete in a few hours, and then I'll come back to it. But first few hours of God of War Chains of Olympus, really good. Very excited to continue playing that this weekend. Dig into the Ghost of Yote Platinum, which has been the case for the last like 3 weekends, I feel like, but I'm having a blast over there. A lot of good in the gaming world. So I'm excited for the weekend. Get an extra hour of sleep on Saturday night because of daylight savings time. Daylight saving time is what it is. There's no S. I always mess that up.
I say daylight savings. I'm tossing an S there. I don't care.
I agree. It's like it's we've all decided that's what it's called, and if we all just agree, then that's what it is now, even if it's incorrect.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'm excited for that extra hour of sleep. I've been really eepy lately, so that's going to be very nice. And that's right before a co-op shoot, so I'm going to be coming in well rested, ready to fire out some hot takes and yap it up about video games with you. So that's going to be fun on Sunday. But yeah, I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. It's been a weird week. I this morning had the privilege of explaining what I do for work. Because I went and showed the video that we posted for Halloween, to my men's group, and they're like, "What do you do? Like, how do you explain this to people that don't understand what you do?" And I was like, I don't know. And like the Selvathon just happened, and people heard about that, and so just like, what is Co-op 64, and like what do we do as just a whole? I say we talk about video games. That's my one sentence pitch always, is like somebody asks like, what do you do for work? I say I talk about video games for a living. That's the easy way to explain it. But then you show them me being Dobby doing this whole number. It's bad shit insane. It doesn't make sense. So it's been a great day though. Like today was a lot of just shooting out emails. I wanted to find time to play Dispatch earlier today. I didn't get the chance to play episode 3 and 4. I will be playing episode 3 and 4 before we do CGC this week, which I'm very excited about. Playing more of that. A lot of people are really enjoying it, and I want to be on that wave. I want to be part of it. You know, it's been
I would like to boot that up as well, and then I also would like to boot up Pokemon. I keep being like, maybe today's the day, and I just haven't done it yet.
I just love the fact that there's a 1000% chance that you're just never going to play that game.
Dude, the PSP is just so good. I love this little console right now. I'm on the PSP train. I was on the Nintendo Switch 2 train. If it had come out like a few weeks earlier, I would have been all over this game. But for right now, I'm playing the PSP. It is what it is.
Connor, I need you to do what I do sometimes, which is play a secret game. And I need that secret game to be on your Switch 2. And I need it to not be Pokemon Legends. I need it to be Hades 2. I need it to be Hades 2. I need you to get the itch. I was shooting text messages back and forth with Jacob today. He posted a video recently about his like preemptive Game of the Year stuff and everything. And he had Silksong and Expedition at the 1 and 2 spot, and Hades at the 3 spot. And I gave him shit for it. I was like, that's not acceptable, man. And it's totally acceptable. These games are all awesome. Like it's totally fine. But man, oh man, my love of Hades 2 is not lightening up at all. I booted up last night, like late last night after stream, after editing. Like it was last night like flew by, where we shot the podcast and then we shot a couple of the shots for the video, for the Halloween video, and then I get on stream, do that, and then I had to edit it, I had to eat, but then I was like, okay, I got the Thursday night game on, I'm just watching the Ravens just screw over the Dolphins, and I pulled the Switch out and got a Hades 2 run in real quick, and then one run turned into 2 runs as it does. And I'm just like, God, what a game. Connor needs to get on this. The fact that this isn't going to be like in our top 3, it's a metaphor situation all over again. It's metaphor all over again. Oh man, the math is going to work out where Hades 2 is going to be number 6 on our list, and I'm going to cry about it. I'm going to be so
Why does it need to be a roguelike? I just am not into that genre. Dude, it's tough for me to get into it. Very rarely it does work for me, but when I tried Hades 1, I gave it a good like 10 hours. I was like, man, I just am playing the same few rooms over and over again and getting the same few bosses. And like the bosses are really cool and the voice acting's great and I love the art design, but I'm like, I just can't keep doing this. I'm not making any progress. It's the same issue with another game that I really love, Returnal.
Yeah.
I fucking love that game, and I promote that game quite often as like one of the best games on PS5, and I haven't even beaten it.
Yeah.
Just because like I can't get past, I just get sick of doing those first few rooms over and over again. I wish I could just play it linearly. That would be really nice, but that's just not how the game's designed. So.
I freaking love Hades 2 so much. It's a game that like the fondness of this year when it comes to critically thinking about video games. When I think about 2025 in 2 to 5 years or 10 years time even, I'm going to be thinking about Expedition 33 and Hades 2. That's sort of just it for me. Like those are the two games that are going to capture my mind. The interesting caveat there is this little man called Doll Man who's just dancing in the background, just like boogieing, and I'm just like, how is that not game of the year? Yeah. You know, like how is that not the best?
I'm gonna be thinking about Donkey Kong Bonanza and Silk Song.
Yeah.
Like those were my peaks for this year.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
It's going to be a fun one, and I can't wait to shoot Cody with you down the line. It's going to be a ton of fun. But we have so much content coming up. But before that content, of course, we got to let you know what we're doing here at Cope64. So let's hop into the housekeeping. Go over to patreon.com/Cope64. And at the lowest tier, you get this show 3 days early. You get the casual gaming conversation 3 days early. You get a bonus episode of the casual gaming conversation each and every week. The one that's upcoming is an N64 retrospective. I'm very excited about that one. Talking through now with me playing Ocarina, my fondness there, GoldenEye, some of those memories, Mario 64, what that experience is, and like how fucking awesome Mario 64 is. And then alongside just a bunch of random other titles like booting up Rampage for the first time. It's going to be fun to go and do a little bit of a retrospective. We'll talk about it in the Discord though, housekeeping, but you could have written in for that episode if you are in the Discord. So hop in the Discord. But also Hades 2 Spoilercast. Me, Rogan, talk about an hour of just like two of the guys on the internet that just love this video game so freaking much. If you are into Hades 2, it is a must-watch episode. I truly believe that. It's one of the best podcasts we've shot this year. And then there's so many hours. 40 plus hours, I want to say 45 plus hours of content over there at this point, just on bonus pod feed. You're not going to want to miss it. There's so much good stuff over there. Please go check that out at that lowest tier. At the next highest tier, you get the Cope64 podcast. An episode is posting tomorrow. It's a very fun podcast. Connor, do you remember all the topics? We had Daft Punk in there. We had a grocery store tier list. We had bread. And we had running. Great episode. Super fun. Daft Punk, man, oh man, I've been thinking about it. I listened to Fragments of Time today while I was driving to go and pick up some quarters for laundry, and I just, dude, like that song, like that is that like the 9th best song on that album? Probably,
something like that.
like that song was still like I've been enjoying this, and this is just a PSA to the entire world, anyone that will ever have this grace your ears. You right now, if you're listening to this, don't turn it off yet. Like, finish the podcast first. But you have the free will to be in your car, if you are alone, crank up the volume and do so safely, but like crank up the volume and dance, vibe, enjoy it. Like, how many days are we just like going in the car and turn on some music and being like, man, this sucks right now. I got to go and do errands or whatever. It's like, dude, vibe out. Like, the sun was shining today. I had a mocha latte from a new coffee shop I've been going to. God damn, it was great. So go and enjoy this podcast. But then afterwards, go and crank on some Daft Punk and fucking get the vibes going. Feel it. Get the music in your soul. It's great. At the $10 tier, you can get the Code 64 podcast, like I just mentioned, but also Recollecting Retro, Connor's Retro Collecting Show, and exclusive TikToks every single week. One of those pieces of content will be posted. It's great stuff. Thank you so much to the support over there. The support just in Patreon recently has been terrific, and we're very, very thankful. We got Coors Lights and boss fights that Brady and I need to plan out soon enough and post that over on YouTube, and that'll be a great time when we do that because of that support over on Patreon. At the highest tier, you get your name right at the end of each and every podcast that we do here at Cope64, and you get the chance to write in a topic for the Cope64 podcast. Sconesy wrote in. It was a nice little grocery store tier list for this latest podcast. Me and the boys get into it, and we fight. Not really. It actually was pretty agreeable, but it was still a great time. You can go and write in a topic like that, or LeBron James, or Skyline, or whatever comes to mind. It's been a lot of fun over there on the Cope 64 podcast. So shout out to Sconesy for writing in a fun topic there. Twitch streams. Monday, you will be getting more Lies of P action. Tuesday, you will be getting Final Fantasy X. Wednesday, Connor, what are the people playing?
playing Batman Arkham Asylum. I do want to preface this by saying I played this game by renting it from a library when I was like, just ballparking here, 14 or 15 years old. I am pretty sure I got very close to the end and never beat it because we had to return it or something. But my memory is very hazy on this game. I remember loving it. I remember like specific like little moments, but like this is gonna kind of be a semi-fresh experience for me. Like as somebody who I really enjoyed my time with Arkham Asylum. Didn't exactly love open world games at the time. When I got into Arkham City, I felt like I just wasn't like into that checkboxy style formula. Like go do the side missions, go do the little things. I didn't enjoy that aspect of it. I liked the more linear experiences, so I preferred Arkham Asylum. And then obviously because I didn't love City, I didn't play Night. But I would like to be more well versed in this franchise. So we're gonna hop into Asylum. It's gonna be semi fresh, but also a little bit nostalgic for me because I played it when I was a kid. So it's gonna be a really fun journey, and a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia and fond memories about Asylum. So tune in for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. And then Thursday, Brady will be streaming. I am away, so Brady's going to be stepping up. I don't know what he's playing. It might be Expedition
Chicken Little, baby. Chicken Little.
Do I have the copy still here? I'm going to go to your place and steal it to make sure that he doesn't do it.
When I wasn't in my apartment earlier,
that's a good point.
The Wii for tonight.
Yeah,
so you could have done that. You had the opportunity.
Before we get into the story there, I want to talk about that of just like what.
Did you find Wii Sports?
Yes, it's in my apartment. Yeah, which I thought I saw
Mario Sunshine in your apartment.
Connor, talk about something for a little bit.
I asked this because I was on a live and I had my games in the background. I was pulling off games that people were shouting them out, and the crew, the Mario Sunshine Defense Force came in and was asking about Mario Sunshine. And I was like, I like Mario Sunshine, and then I went to go pull it out, and I was like, is it on the back wall? I don't think it's on the back wall.
This and Wii Sports is just all in a cubby of just like stream games that we then like toss in this one cubby.
There's also a broken copy of God of War, I think, in there too.
I think it's in the other cubby, but yeah.
We bought like 3 of them because the first one didn't work, and then I bought another one, and that one didn't work, and then I bought another one, and it finally did work.
Yeah, one day we will do a bit with God of War where let's just buy 12 copies of God of War and put them all on the back wall for like just one video. Don't say anything about it, or maybe we do like top 10 God of War games or something. I don't know, but it could be a very fun time there. I'll tell the Wii stuff here in a moment, but yeah, I did have that opportunity there. So yeah, that's the Twitch schedule. When it comes to bonus streaming, just a reminder, coming off the Red Dead Subathon, thank you so much. It really does mean the world to us that we get to do fun, cool shit like that. I've been like glowing all week. Like and not just because I got to play a really cool video game, but because I got to play a really cool video game with the best community on the internet. It was a emotional experience when we go and talk about these types of subathons and these types of moments. I just want to remind the audience that like these are the memories that I will carry forever in my life as some of like my favorite weekends ever. Like when I look back to 2025, sure, I will remember reviewing Expedition and playing Death Stranding and playing Hades, but like I will also remember playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with all y'all and having a great time doing it, and how sentimental it really is for me to go and experience that story. It was great, and I will be breaking it down on CGC for what we've been playing this week. I'm very excited about it.
Too bad you didn't like it enough.
Dude, piss off. Screw you, man. Like it's so frustrating. If it was
watching you play that ending, I was like, you are not hyped up enough. I was so in on that ending. I was ending, the very ending. Like I was really into the epilogue, and you were like, I don't even know why we're doing this. I'm like, like it more. Come on.
You and I, we had a conversation for like 10 minutes after I beat it, and I was like, yeah, like I don't. We were talking character motivations and such. I don't want to get into it for spoiler reasons, but you and I disagreed, and I'm curious to see, like maybe during what we've been playing, maybe we'll time code spoilers if we need to hop in there, because I know people will want me to have spoiler thoughts with it too. So maybe we do that for CGC, just a little live podcast planning while we're on the casual gaming news conversation for you. Discord, join up in the Discord. We have a great community over there, over 2,500 members talking about sports, video games. If you're excited to talk about the Game Awards, we now will be tossing out the fact that The Call of Wars is happening soon. We will be putting that form out in a couple weeks. You're going to want to be in there for the Discord. That's where that will go and be tossed out there. And then also there's forums that are just in there all the time. The Game Awards, though, the whole community gets together. They dress up, they suit up, they watch the show together. They watch our reaction for it. It's so much fun. It's one of the best things that we do as Co-op 64. So basically, hop in, meet some people, hang out before the night that it all goes down. We're going to be talking about some Game Awards stories here today, I think, or some things that are going to be related to the Game Awards, I believe. But yeah, you're not going to want to miss it. It's a great way to go and get integrated, hang out, talk about video games. And you can also just talk about the fact that I suck at fantasy football because I traded away Trevion Henderson 2 weeks ago for Jacoby Myers. And Jacoby Myers has just been sitting firmly on my bench. And this week we will have the Trevion Henderson breakout game. Do you know about Stevenson? He's out.
He's out?
Stevenson's not playing football this week. It is just Trevion Henderson. He's hurt.
I think I dropped Henderson.
So he was totally droppable. Totally droppable.
Yeah.
He sucked, but this is the first game where one or two things will happen. Either, or I guess three, but either it will be proven why he should not be on the field and he sucks, or it'll be like, okay, he's awesome, and we need to utilize him more. And for me, the way that the Falcons have played, here's the thing about the Falcons. They either show up or they don't. And last time they didn't show up, they just got smoked by Miami. I think that this is a trap game for the Patriots. I think that we might lose this game by a lot. Like, I'm nervous about that. But then again, there's Daddy Drake May, who just is unbelievable, dressed as Dragonite for Halloween. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, golly, son. He also likes video games. What can't he do?
If I had to guess, I would say that Henderson ends up in the former situation that you mentioned, where he does not go, he does not pop off, and we find out why he's not the starter.
Yeah, exactly. But now we will know. By the end of this week, we will have an answer to, is Trevion Henderson a good NFL player, or is he just not it? Very excited about that. So go and talk in the Discord if you want to hop into that conversation and a bunch of other conversations about sports and video games and other things. The fact that like we are now through October basically is just awesome. That like now we're talking about Unbeatable. Now we're talking about Call of Duty BO7. Hop in. If you got Game Pass, hop in. I'm going to be playing it a whole bunch in there. It's going to be a great time. Community.
Kirby Air Riders, honestly, baby. Nick's stoked about it. I'm stoked about it. We're all stoked about it. Get into the Discord and talk about it.
There was people that were upset that I was not very stoked about Kirby Air Riders. But also Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is popping off too. Like hop in there, play that. There's so much good stuff there in that forward game nights. Also, Battlefield 6 is the next community night. We're just figuring out scheduling wise when we're gonna go and do that just for us. Right now there's just so many moving pieces. We got weddings we got to go to. We got like a bunch of shit. Family coming in, Thanksgiving. It's a whole thing. So we're just trying to plan back end scheduling. We probably will have a date for you hopefully on next Casual Gaming news conversation. Also, heads up, there's a chance that Casual Gaming news conversation is on Saturday morning next week. Just a heads up there as we're moving things around with just schedules changing and travel. Merch, go over to co-op64store.com to go and get merch. Reviews over on Apple Podcasts. It gets the show out to more people. And hop into the comment section if we mess something up during the show so we can set the record straight on the next episode. There was no comment like correcting us. There were comments about me not liking Kirby Air Riders enough, which if Kirby Air Riders performs better than Mario Kart World, I'll like stream it for like a week.
Performs better. What do you mean?
Like a higher Metacritic. If we go to a higher,
who was making that claim?
No, I'm just saying, like, because everyone's saying this game's gonna be awesome, and it's not gonna be that awesome.
Awesome doesn't necessarily mean like 85, 86. It can be an 82 and be a blast. I don't know, man. True. That's what I'm expecting. You said 72.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be around 72.
Nintendo doesn't put out games that score that low on Metacritic.
Yeah,
that just doesn't happen.
That's facts.
Like, is there any example you can think of off the top of your head? Okay.
Yeah. Name a first party game that like flopped, and like, we can go from there. Yeah. So there's
everybody wants to Switch review.
Yeah, exactly. Switch Sports is in the 60s, I believe. Like.
Okay.
There's a couple that you can go to, and I think that this is, like I said, closer to a Switch Sports situation.
Mario sports games, I guess. Sports games will start their thing.
Yeah, and guess what? Kirby Air Riders, I put in that like type of category. This isn't their whole ass, other than Sakurai's whole ass going into this project. So, before we get into it, I'm very just excited about Halloween. You know, tis the season tonight. I have people coming over. We're making our D&D characters because I'm doing a D&D campaign for the first time in years at this point, which I'm very excited about. But also, we're playing some Wii games. Connor, do you know the Wii games that I pulled off your shelf?
No, I thought you were just looking for
Wii Sports?
Wii Sports, but I guess I just went into the living room and pushed everything in because there was open slots on it, so that makes sense that
So,
you grabbed a few games.
if you had to guess a Wii party game, and this is tough because even I didn't think that I was going to pull anything off the shelf other than Wii Sports, but then I saw a couple and I'm like, okay, maybe we pull that out tonight and have some fun there.
Wii Sports Resort.
So Wii Sports Resort, I did pull. I also was like, maybe we get that in there because also I didn't know if we were gonna get it in. Is there anything else that comes to mind?
Wii Music.
Yeah, I can just give you the answers. I pulled out Mario Kart Wii because duh,
Right.
that's a fun time. Maybe we get some of that going. I also just pulled out Smash because I don't own
Right.
Smash Ultimate on my Switch 2, which I might just need to do it. I might just go to
Yeah.
a local game shop here soon and just be like, just give me a copy for like $50 or something. And then but the issue of that is we know how that will go. I will just start only playing that. Like I love Smash Ultimate and going through the character unlock for myself. Are you kidding me? Like just doing that for an entire couple weeks, that might be a great way to spend December. Also, but yeah, so it's gonna be a very fun night. I have a bunch of people coming over to play Wii games on Halloween, which sounds awesome, and it's gonna be awesome. Very, very much looking forward to it. But you know what I'm even looking forward to just a little bit more, Connor? Headline confirmed: Halo is getting a campaign remaster and is coming to PS5. This is Chris Goyen at VGC. Quote, Halo Campaign Evolved is a full remake of the campaign portion of the series' first game, Halo Combat Evolved. While no specific release date was announced, Microsoft has confirmed the game will launch next year. The game will feature 4-player co-op and completely rebuilt visuals. The game has been developed in UE5. Quote, the fully rebuilt campaign will introduce remastered 4K visuals, beloved Halo weapons and vehicles, plus brand new story content, end quote, according to Xbox Wire. You can watch the full trailer below. End quote. Connor, worst kept secret maybe ever. Halo Campaign Evolved. When you saw this, what was the first thing that you thought of? Where did your mind go?
Like you said, we knew it was coming, so it wasn't a surprise. So I'm just basing my opinion off of the trailer here and just my general excitement. I would say I'm excited for this. I think it looks good. I did have that moment initially where I was like, it definitely does look like Halo Unreal Engine like 5 version, just like MGS Delta did. And
Yeah.
I don't love the look of these Unreal Engine 5 remakes. But as I watched more of it, that kind of faded away a little bit. I was like, I think this looks good. Could it look better? Could it look a little bit more natural? Yes. But I think it looks fine. I'm excited to just be in the Halo universe again, get a shiny new package to hop in with and play with friends and have a good time shooting the Covenant and reliving one of the best campaigns of all time, one of the best first-person shooter campaigns of all time. When it comes to the changes that they're making with like sprint and such and adding all the new weapons, I think it's a little bit of a mixed bag there. I am okay with sprint being included in the game, but it does fundamentally change like the flow of combat, and it is a very important game design decision that I think a lot of people just kind of brush it off. It's like, oh yeah, sprint, like sure, but like it completely changes the game. And I hope that they have kind of accounted for that and been like, why are we doing this? What does this add to the experience? And how are we going to accommodate this new pace and maybe like make the areas a little bit bigger and like scale it out? But we'll see how that all comes to fruition. The fact that you can turn it off is a really interesting factor here because it's like, was the game designed around it or not? Like, what is this decision? Like, if you're not confident in it and you're giving us the option to turn it off, then don't even include it in the game at all. So that's interesting. But when it comes to like the prequel missions and it comes to the additional weapons, I'm all in on that. That sounds fucking awesome. I really do hope that those prequel missions are good though, because I do think it could like stain the legacy of Halo Combat Evolved. But at the same time, I feel like if they're bad, you can kind of just ignore it and just be like, whatever. Like, it's more Halo content. It's going to be fun to shoot more Covenant with your friends during these sections of the game and kind of flesh out the runtime a little bit and have more content there. And that's going to be nice. And I'm excited to like be able to wield an energy sword in Halo CE and pick up all the different weapons from across the franchise in this version of the game. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Cool that they added a back seat to the Warthog, the golf cart seat, so you can run around. You can go with 4 people in it, and then the 2-player split screen, same console co-op. Thank goodness. Like that's
Yeah.
been like a really kind of touchy subject for Halo for the last few entries. Halo 5 didn't have it, and Infinite, I don't think
think
had split
Infinite
screen.
had it. Get in the comments. This is one where we will read it out the next week if you go and let us know what's up with that.
So it's good that they listened to the fans there and like prioritize that and got into the game. So I'm excited about this game quite a bit. It better be $40-$50. I've seen some people say $70 like it's confirmed. That's just not true.
Yeah.
So we do not know the price yet. I haven't even seen any like kind of concrete rumors,
Yeah.
like any claim from like Nate the Hate or anybody like that, like
Yeah.
a credible leaker. So yeah, based off of the trajectory of Xbox's previous remasters, remakes, the Gears Reloaded remaster, that's more of a remaster than a remake, and then Oblivion, which is technically a remaster, but is more of a remake. Those were $40 and $50, right?
Yep. Oblivion
Gears was 40, Oblivion was 50.
Yep.
So I would think it's somewhere in there. There's no shot they can get away with 70, in my opinion. If they charge 70, am I going to buy it? Yeah, probably.
Connor needs those trophies.
I just know myself so. Oh
trophies.
yeah, and I'm definitely buying this. No, oh, I hate playing first-person shooters on controller. I kind of want to buy this on PC, but I also like the idea of platinuming a Halo game. That sounds pretty fucking amazing. And Halo's kind of like made for a controller, anyways. Though I did really enjoy playing Infinite on mouse and keyboard. And then that kind of leads into the second factor here: is this game coming to PS5 and what this means for Halo in the future and what this means for Xbox. We know that the community manager, somebody said that Halo is coming to PlayStation from here on. So I would expect maybe a Master Chief Collection port in the future, but there's also rumors going around about Halo 2 and 3 campaign evolved or whatever they're going to end up calling it. And they're going to just give those games the same treatment and release them as $40, $50 packages on PS5 so they can kind of milk this for all it's worth. You could possibly see a Halo 4, 5, 6 Reach maybe port to PS5. Get all those games on there, get people ready for Halo 7, whatever that ends up being. I've also seen rumors about that just being a multiplayer game, and I'm like, it better have everything. I need a Halo campaign along with the multiplayer suite. I'm not in it just for the multiplayer, though I do enjoy the multiplayer quite a bit. But going back to the original point about Halo coming to PS5 and what this means for Xbox, I think it's a really bad sign for them. And it as we talked about last week, like they're not going to be this major publisher of consoles at this point. They're going to be a software publisher, and this is definitely them leaning further and further into that. They just keep moving the goalposts further to the point where at some point they are going to be Sega. Like we're getting there. I think we're in the last few years potentially. We'll see how this new console does. I think that it's an interesting proposition for an audience potentially to get in on Steam, a PC style experience, but also a home console. Keep your Xbox library, keep using Game Pass. I think that's interesting for people, but I don't know. I think PS5 and Switch with their first party exclusives are just too compelling for people to, when presented with those decisions, pick the more expensive console with less games on it. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what the future holds. I don't think Halo coming to PS5 is a good sign for the Xbox faithful and the health of the Xbox brand. But when it comes to just being a gamer and enjoying Halo and getting this into more people's hands, that is very exciting. It's a clear win for gamers for now. It's just a matter of what this is going to mean in the future. And I think it's going to be really interesting to watch.
I mean, I'm stoked on this, man. I can't believe that we are getting Halo on PlayStation 5 still. That is a fever dream. That is nuts. That is... It goes back to being 13 years old, talking to my buddy Sam and Connor and a couple other kids in the neighborhood and being like, man, one day, what if what if we were able to like there wasn't Xbox and PlayStation, we were able to just play all of our games together online, that would be really cool. And then now crossplay exists, and now it's the same future of like, man, like what if like we were able to go and play Halo on PlayStation, and now what's happening? Like we are in a spot where everything from Xbox should be day and date. The big issue is the fact that that's not the case right now, and they're not doing that with everything, and they just should be. Like, why the hell is Keeper not on PlayStation 5? Why isn't South of Midnight on PlayStation 5? Like, Battle Worlds 2, like, awesome. Like, their major titles are going there, but like, Avowed, like, I like the fact that we all understand, like, yeah, these things will come over eventually, most likely. That's cool. That's awesome. I want a healthy Xbox because I want a healthy job market for video game creators. And part of that means that these studios need to make enough money. And now they're being held to, there's been reporting from many different sources, a premium level of what they need to be making per game. It needs to be 30% over whatever they put into it, where a normal game price would be 15% is what it sort of needs to make or project to make to be greenlit in the first place. 12 to 15. Now it's 30 for Xbox. That is what they're looking for from their top end. And it's like, you want to know how you're going to make that? You got to put it everywhere. You got to make sure that you are giving these games the best chance that they can, because if they don't sell a certain amount, people lose jobs. And that is the big, like, no for me when it comes to discussing video games and just the news aspect of it. I think that this is a good step where we can now go and say, well, Halo's there, so everything should be there. I feel like they've been making that step for a long time with Gears and Forza. Every single major Xbox franchise of consequence at this point is on PlayStation. The main question at this point is, where does this leave games like Fable? Where does this leave Gears of War E-Day? The fact that I'm asking this question, though, is ridiculous. I shouldn't be asking. It should just be, yeah, they're all going to PlayStation. Let's lean into that. You go and still get your next Xbox because Game Pass is on it, and it's a PC, and it's a great way for you to go and play games as a console gamer. Cool. Awesome. That's a fine value proposition. I would be down for that value proposition. I would want to go and have my console experience, best console experience possible. Like, what if they did the full 360 or full 180 from the previous generation, where they're being held back a little bit by having the Series S on the market, to just being like, okay, we just have like this beast of a console that is the best console on the market. This is where you should be playing all your third-party games plus Xbox first-party and all this stuff. That sounds enticing, but there should be no more questions at this point. And the fact that there still is questions is ridiculous. Getting back to the Halo. Yeah.
The issue with that, though, is that if you say that everything's coming to PlayStation, you're already really struggling to sell Xbox Series X's and S's. I imagine Microsoft still wants them to try to continue to get those out the door, whatever they have in their warehouses. They want to get them out there. You say everything's coming to PlayStation, it's like, you're not selling any more Series X's or S's. Like, why the fuck would you buy one at this point?
Yeah.
It does have reasons to buy it right now. You listed them: Keeper, South of Midnight, Avowed. They're not fantastic reasons, but they're reasons. So you don't want to be like it's all coming over. It's all coming over. And then you also can't say that like Fable and Gears are coming over, because it also lets you know in the future that you're not going to be getting these exclusives on this console, that you might as well just buy a PS5 anyway. So it's tough, because like they're in a weird situation where you want to communicate with your audience, you want to be upfront with them, but like you also don't want to ruin your chances of selling the consoles that you currently have.
Yeah, but they just wrap it up. It's over. But the hard part,
they need to restart, and they need to restart sooner than later, and that's why I think 2026 for the new console.
Because right now we're in a situation, like you said, they got warehouses of shit. But guess what? The warehouses of shit. My question right now is, games aren't selling Xboxes. Like already, like that's not moving the needle in a major way. The latest quarter's reporting came out, and they've sold less Xboxes, but they're also doing fine because of other big projects. Like, that's the baseline reporting. Once again, get in the comments. This is not an official report that I have in front of me, but that was the gist of it from what I saw. And my point at this juncture is the fact that it's over. This is all done because your console costs $650, and the console next to it at Best Buy costs $550 on the PlayStation and $450 for a Switch 2, which are accessible right now. But like, you can pick up a Switch 2 pretty handily. Like, they're out there in the wild. Like, there's not a major shortage there. So like, I don't think anyone's buying them anyways. just go and freaking like either just slash the prices or communicate with the audience that you are actually servicing, which is your software audience. Like this is where they're at right now, where all that matters is the people that are playing their games, and so they should just be going and leaning in on those players right now and say, yeah, Halo, everything, it's going to be on PlayStation. You're going to come here for Game Pass. You're going to come here for PC Game Pass, which is a huge market, a very under exposed market at this point. I think still like there should be more and more players on PC that understand the value of Game Pass, because I feel like when you talk about the PC audience, there's a lot of hardcore gamers over there. There was a point Greg Miller brought up from Kind of Funny, and I loved it. PC Game Pass, or Game Pass as a whole, is still the best value in gaming. Don't pull out your pitchforks yet. It's the best value in gaming because right now, if you want to play The Outer Worlds 2, you can buy it for $70 or you can play it for $30. And that's just a fact. Like, if you play it for just a month, which, yeah, you can beat this game in probably, 30 hours ish, around there. Like, yeah, that's about a couple weeks of gaming right there for a hardcore consumer. That's a better value proposition for me, right? Like if I was in college, for me, that's always been the big issue with this price increase. But if I was in college and I really want to play The Outer Worlds 2, $30 is a way better example than getting in for 70. There's still value in Game Pass. I don't think that it's nearly as much value as what it was before, and I still think that is a moment that we can say is a shift in Xbox's strategy forever. But they need to figure out a bunch of shit with this next generation, and this is the biggest flare gun I've ever seen for the industry, saying like this is the direction we're going. Like everyone take notice. This is what's happening in the future for this company. Either you are if you're upset with this announcement, by the way, I get it. I've been on the boat for a long time. Like I understand that like devaluing the Xbox brand of what you probably played for 20 plus years, that sucks. That blows. But at the same time, you want to know what sucks even more than that? People losing their jobs and not being able to make the next Halo game and not being able to make the next thing. And that's what we really want as gamers, is the next exciting video game. But yeah, I can't wait to play this. I'm stoked. Like, give me another excuse to go and play through this campaign. I'm in a weird spot where I played it last year and I enjoyed the shit out of it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I finally beat this game. I played it before, but I finally beat it. A big thing that people were calling out from the preview opportunities that were able to be happen with some press was the two major improvements is Sprint does make it a little bit more streamlined, and the waypoints is apparently a lot more clear in this game than it is in the Master Chief Collection. In the Master Chief Collection, I got lost a lot in Halo 1. Like, a lot. More often than I would like to admit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's certain corridors where, like, you get to a fork in the road, and, like, you go down one way, and then I get turned around, and I was like, I was retreading water that, like, all the time. Just often in that game.
I feel like I got lost a couple times, but it wasn't like a sticking point for me where I would call it out.
Yeah, it was a little bit annoying. And once again, this should be the just best version of that. And if that is more streamlined, and it seems like it is from the people that got hands on with it, great. And then yeah, you're bringing it just 3 more missions. Awesome. Like I'm excited to go and play those. Maybe we stream them. Maybe we do something like. That's going to be a bunch of fun to just have more new and exciting Halo content. And then when it comes to the future of Halo, I'm fine with just a multiplayer being the next game. I would I want it to be a full package? Sure. Don't charge full package price for it. In the same way, I don't think that this is going to be full package price. But if it's a $40 multiplayer game and you want to release that, and it has Forge and it has Battle Royale and it has like all the things that you want from a major multiplayer game, Halo does multiplayer better. It feels better than basically any other video game. So I'm down to just get that out the door as fast as possible. This team, it seems like they have their marching orders, which is do what you want, but make money. You need to make money. And a Halo multiplayer game makes a fuck ton of money. Same with this Halo campaign Evolve. If you had to guess, how many copies first year does this thing sell?
Tough. I don't know. It really can range from like 5 to 10 to 15 million.
I think
like
it's 10 million.
It could totally blow up, but like yeah, I think 10 sounds about right.
And but if the hard part is no multiplayer, I think if there was multiplayer, this could be a 15 million sold sort of situation.
You also have the factor though where like you don't have that multiplayer experience to be like we can play hours and hours together of online multiplayer, but you will have a lot of people being like we can run through the campaign together. You got to buy this game or whatever. So you do have that kind of like on the ground marketing, if that makes sense. Like where you're gonna have friends kind of selling the game to each other.
By the way, first thing, so this gets announced on Friday, and once again, worst kept secret sort of situation. I was waiting for the trailer to drop. People are in the chat being like, "Hey, we already know the name of this. Like, we're just waiting for the trailer for you to react to and everything." I'm like, I know, I'm just waiting for this trailer to get. But I texted Sam and I was like, "Hey, man, like, you want to play Reach sometime or the holidays or something? Like, I just want to play more Halo. Like, I'm excited to hop back in with my squad, you know, and I'm excited to hop in with you and Brady and hop into a Warthog, play through a Halo campaign. Me and Brady played Halo 3 earlier this year. Blast. So much fun. I played Halo 2 earlier this year solo. So much fun. Played Halo last. Like, I'm on a great wave right now. The Halo juices are flowing. Maybe I play Halo 4 and actually beat that game myself for the first time.
Play Halo Infinite too.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about playing Halo Infinite a lot lately.
What if we did a spoiler cast for it next year or something?
I love Halo Infinite. I really do. I think it's so underrated. Like just talking about the campaign, and I think the multiplayer is great as well. It wasn't as fleshed out as a lot of people would have hoped, and I would have hoped, but I can't deny how much fun I had dropping into those matches, like and just lighting people up. I was having a blast.
You and I both, like, that winter time. That winter, 2021 winter, is one of my favorite times of my entire life. It was like the first winter I had the PC. Like, before that, I didn't own a PC around that holiday season. So I had Game Pass, and I was just, it was just Forza in the morning and then Halo with the boys at night and studying for exams and like pushing off exams over and over again. It really was pretty just freaking awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. Headline, Half-Life 3 trailer rumored to be in production. This is Sam Zapoli at Insider Gaming. Quote, Valve has been utterly silent about the next installment to the Half-Life series, with only rumors, data mines, and leaks being our only source of information. Most recently, we heard that the upcoming title was being developed as the, quote, final chapter, end quote, of the franchise. Now, a new rumor stated that a trailer for HLX/HL3 is already in the works. The latest update regarding Valve's work on Half-Life 3's trailer comes from Tyler McVicker's latest HLX file episode on YouTube. Mick Vickers says that, quote, the current rumor that is going around is that work on the trailer is occurring, end quote. Mick Vickers added that Valve's approach to trailers is very different from, quote, publicly owned AAA studios, end quote, approach. The video also mentioned that the trailers and announcements typically arrive close to a year before launch. However, quote, Valve is not doing that, end quote. Players are going to get Half-Life 3's announcement and launch, quote, very close together, end quote, similar to what we saw with Half-Life Alyx, end quote. Connor, you brought this up in the Discord, and it put a smile on my face. We started this year, the first ever episode of Casual Gaming News Conversation was a Half-Life 3 story. And here we are again. Is there truth behind this? Do you believe it? Is this just the rumor mill doing what it does best, getting a massive title saying that it's coming back, we're doing this soon? Or is this going to be reality?
I doubt it. That shit's not fucking happening. And I'll say that until I see it with my own eyes. I want this to happen. I want more Half-Life for the people who love Half-Life. I enjoyed Half-Life 1 and 2. I would like to see what a modern Half-Life 3 looks like. But anything with this franchise, anything with Valve, really, I'm just like, I will believe it when I see it. And that's what I said at the start of the year, and that's what I'm saying now. I would love to see a trailer for this game this year, and hopefully a launch quickly after. Imagine if it's like the end of the month of like this month or whatever, and they're working on the trailer, and then it comes out this year. That's probably unlikely, but like based off of this, it's possible. That would really shake up the game of the year conversation for a lot of people. Not for the Game Wars, because it would be too late. But like I don't believe this. I want to believe it, and I really want it for the Half-Life fans out there. So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm not a Half-Life guy at all, but I like cool video game announcements, and I cannot wait for it to be November. Right now, we're shooting this October 31st. Shout out to all the people that supported in October over on Patreon. We're still on those names. The next episode of whatever podcast we do will be with the November names. I love November every single year because, no joke, we just get to shoot my favorite podcasts that we do here at Co-op 64, which is all the game of the year, or GOTY, the Game Awards, all that stuff gets to be in the month of November as we prep this year. We're doing a betting special for the Game Awards again. Like, All that is just so much fun for me. And it's been really fun to start to conceive what the hell we could possibly see on Jeff Keighley's stage. But there's so few announcements that rival the next Naughty Dog game, Okami 2, the next From Software game, the next CD Projekt Red game, Onimusha returning, Virtua Fighter. I can go on and on from last year. There's so few that come in that tier conversation, but the real tier I'm talking about is The Witcher 4 From Software with Night Rain and Okami and Intergalactic. Like those are the big ones from last year. With that being said, Half-Life 3 is that. It's on that exact tier, in my opinion. It's Valve. It's as big as it gets, in my opinion, of like just what a legacy title. Maybe it's closer to Okami 2 with the way that like that franchise like matters to people. I think it's probably a little bit bigger. But like this would be batshit insane to see on the Game Awards stage. And I think that there's a chance. I think that at this point, the way that I see the Game Awards for this year is there's not a chance that it's an 8 out of 10 show, because we just had a 10 out of 10 show and we can't go down 2 full points. We can't just have another like all right Game Awards. We can't have a 2021, 2022 where it's like, oh, we got like 3 to 4 really awesome announcements out of this. This was cool. Like last year we got 10 awesome announcements. We need like 7 of them with a couple big ass headliners. And I think that those headliners are going to come from things like potentially Kingdom Hearts 4, potentially Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I think now officially we can start putting Half-Life 3 on bingo cards. Like at least there's a chance. At least there's a little bit of smoke happening, you know? Like this feels like it's a long shot, but there's a shot. It's the Dumb and Dumber line of like, so you're saying there's a chance. Like this now feels like there's an actual chance for this to happen. And I think that here's where I'm at. I think that if it does happen, I'm not going to say I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I don't want to even believe because it's Valve and it's Half-Life. Like, that's not going to happen until it happens. But if it does happen, I think that there's a very realistic chance that the game is out before GTA 6. And that's what they could be doing of like, hey, we want, normally you do a year's marketing cycle for a major AAA game. No, we're going to do December. You're playing this thing in March. Like, rock and roll. Let's go. And I think that would be awesome. It would make me have to play a lot of Half-Life games before then, but like don't count this game out. And then the last thing I'll toss out there, what if it just shadow dropped? What if like Game Awards, if you want to do the biggest announcement in gaming history, if you want to go and do literally just like make history, I think that's the biggest, that would be the biggest video game moment like possible. A game that nobody thought could ever exist comes out and gets shadow dropped. I think that would be the biggest like crazy thing that could happen. And I think with the reporting on this of it, they're very close together. Like that's not absurd. And boy, oh boy, would it would be freaking awesome.
Valve kind of gives me the Rockstar feel with the way they handle their products, they handle their IP, where they just kind of do their own thing. I think that this trailer gets shown on a random Tuesday, just put out into the ether onto YouTube, and then it's a quick release after the fact. I don't think they work with Keighley on this personally, but I wouldn't be like completely shocked if that were to happen.
I think that there's a chance that they could work with Keighley. Like it's not, Rockstar is like 2% chance. I would say Valve's like 10% chance. You know, like
I'm not saying they're on the same level of like popularity, obviously, but I'm saying that like just the way they handle their products.
I will say though, Valve, Steam Deck. They did the Steam Deck giveaway, so like they like Keighley enough to work with him on a little bit. I'm not, once again, I'm pulling at threads. Like I'm not. There's no concrete evidence of these two conglomerates working together for announcing shit like at all, really. So this there could be something there. I'd be very excited to see it. Headline: Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition and a huge free update. This is Chris Scullion over at BGC. Quote: the Switch 2 edition of the game will be coming on January 15th, 2026, alongside a significant free update to the base game for those still playing it on the original Switch. The free update will include, among other additions, new collaboration content from the likes of LEGO and playable retro Nintendo games. According to Nintendo, the Switch 2 edition will include, quote, enhanced resolution, mouse controls using the Joy-Con 2 controller, expanded online play, and more features exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, end quote. Connor, I just want the apology. I just want you to say, Nick, you were right. We're not going to get a Animal Crossing for a long time. You were so right, and you're so handsome. Like you're looking great
I don't
today.
I don't agree with that personally.
Exactly. So where are you at with this news? Where does this like put Animal Crossing in the timeline of the Switch? Like, are you thinking that like there's a chance that we still get a new Animal Crossing next year at this point? Where does this? Uh,
Next year or
yeah.
in 2026? I think it's possible. I think
Yep.
early 27 is more reasonable now, but
Okay.
I think that the way that Nintendo seemingly is handling bringing over a lot of Switch games, they're using it to fill in dead space in their schedule, like where they can get like a little hit to just be like relevant or whatever, and then you kind of hold people over till the next major release. And that seems like what this is doing. Like they're putting this out in January in a relatively dead period. You have Kirby in November, you have Metroid in December, and then you have this in January.
And
Get
then
another hit of getting into people's minds or whatever, getting people talking about a Nintendo product for a little bit, and then you have the next game after that.
which
What's
is
the next game?
Mario Fever, well, which is
Right.
February. So like you did, that is a nails analysis in my opinion because like yeah that's I
And that seems
completely
like what they're doing with all of their stuff. They're
yep
with Mario Wonder. I mean, like you could kind of count Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 as something like
yeah.
that, just kind of helping them fill out the schedule. It's basically like free mind share that they can get, just kind of keeping people thinking about Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2, and like maybe now's the time I pick up a Nintendo Switch 2. They're putting the Animal Crossing update out. I want the better experience. Let me put that put the money down and get a Switch 2 finally.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I think that they're doing this now. And I don't think that it necessarily affects the release of a potential future Animal Crossing game. When it comes to the contents here, I think it's somewhere between substantial and inconsequential. Like, I don't think this is moving the needle for me personally, but I also wasn't a huge New Horizons fan. I was more of a New Leaf fan. I like the more streamlined, simpler experience when it comes to Animal Crossing games. I think they went a little bit overboard, and now they're going even more overboard, adding even more to the game. But I know Laura, who's a huge, my wife, who's a huge Animal Crossing fan, is going to be all over this. She was talking to me today that she was kind of pissed that they said no more content for this game after the last DLC, and now they just went back on that. They just
Yep.
lied, I guess. But like new collaborations with Splatoon and Tears of the Kingdom. There's like a new hotel with Kappa running it that you can like design the rooms, I guess, is what she was talking about with me. I did see a video breakdown, but I'm a little bit hazy on exactly what all is being added. There's the better visuals. And I think that there's stuff to do. There's stuff to bring people back for sure. But for me, like this isn't like, oh, this is changing my opinion on Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now is going to be the time that I'm going to hop back into it. It's like, for me, it's not selling it. But I imagine the people who love Animal Crossing are all over this. And I'm kind of shocked that they've handled this game the way that they have. Like, if I'm Nintendo, I am putting out updates every 6 months for this
Oh
game.
yeah.
Like, you could have easily charged for it too, and made a lot of money with it. I guess they were just like, no, let's go focus on the next thing and do the one major DLC, and now this smaller thing here. And then make more money making a full-priced game down the line. So I think it's very interesting their handling of the Animal Crossing IP. But I'm excited for the people who are excited about this.
So next year's an interesting year now with Nintendo and getting this news. Like you said, we're getting this quick hit here. We got Fever coming out for Mario Tennis. We got Tamagotchi Life. We got the weird Pokemon game that's Animal Crossing like. So I also
It's
think
gonna
that
be so big.
yeah, it's gonna
Be
sell
fucking huge.
so much freaking so many copies. And then you got Tamagotchi Life. You got Rhythm Heaven, and then you got Fire Emblem. Are we missing a major Nintendo title for the holiday season? And if so, what at this point? Is it something that like are you expecting a big dog to eat next year is sort of my question.
I think it very easily could be Animal Crossing.
Okay.
You're 2 full years in at that point. Millions more units out there from where you are now. I think it's reasonable to say that they could release an Animal Crossing. What else would be like an option there? Would
I
they pull out like an old IP like Star Fox or F-Zero or something like
I
that? Like I doubt
think
it.
I think we could do 10 Gen 10 Pokemon, like do the next generation of
Feels
Pokemon
too
full release.
soon.
But like it's been 3 years since a full Pokemon game. They like doing them every 3 years, and so that's the big part there where I can see them coming out and saying, "Hey, let's do like, another full Pokemon game," especially like Za's
Have they
this
ever
year.
released with any year like that?
Oh yeah.
I guess they used to a lot,
Well,
but
Pokemon
now it
Za
seems like they don't as much.
Pokemon Zaw and Scarlet and Violet released really close to each other, like months close to each other. So, like, I think that if we're talking
Was
November
it the
next
same
year,
year
now
for those 2
January and
games?
October, I think, was the two release dates there. October for Scarlet and Violet, and then January for Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, yeah, I wouldn't be
Wait,
shocked.
Arceus came out first.
Was it first?
Yeah. It
Okay.
was Sword and Shield, then Arceus, then,
Then
Scarlet and
Scar-
Violet. So if it was
it would,
January and October, it
yeah,
would
I
be the
think
same
so.
year.
Yeah, which
Man, I'm not well versed in my
yeah,
Pokemon schedules.
get in the but also I don't think that they announced the next like it was January and then Pokemon Day happened and that's when they announced the starters and everything and then it came out
Right.
later that year. But yeah, I think that there's a chance that we get a Pokemon game next year. And then I really think that like Fire Emblem is big enough to hold down a slot, but I don't think that it can just be a Fire Emblem year with these other games along the side. I do think that they need a little bit more. Maybe you get like a Zelda remake sort of deal, a 2D Zelda remake. I could see that filling out the year or something like that. Where I don't know if they want to go this long in the generation, even though it's like we're talking about next year is like a year and a half into the full thing. Like it's not like crazy, but you got to get a Zelda out there. You got to get a Pokemon out there for a mainstay, or you got to get a Mario out there, in my opinion, early on. Maybe you get a new Luigi game. Maybe you get Pikmin. Like there's enough like solid IP that they have to work with that I could see something. Maybe 2D Metroid. I don't know, but there's like
It
so many things that you could point to fill out a year.
I think that we're gonna see a similar year to 2019, Nintendo Switch year, like where it was Fire Emblem, Mario Maker 2, and Link's Awakening remake. I think so. You mentioned the Zelda remake. I think you do one of those at the end of the year, and then you throw in something like Mario Maker,
Yeah,
or I don't expect another 2D Mario game this soon after Wonder, but something Mario related I think would be good for next year. Keep it in people's minds without having to make a 3D Mario game that's going to be further off, you would imagine. So
yeah, for sure. I'm very curious. Eventually, we will shoot the you and me predicting the rest of the Switch 2 life cycle, where we go through 6 years of content, and that's going to be fun. But I wouldn't be shocked if 2026 is a more low key. Every single month, we're getting something to play on the Switch. If you want it or not, whether it's that Pokemon Animal Crossing game or Mario Tennis Fever, which me and Brady, we're gonna play hours of Fever, dude. We're gonna be
oh,
having a great time there.
we have Splatoon Raiders next year too.
Yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
fill out nicely no matter what. But the question is just, is there that thing that like, is there a major Nintendo IP that I'm gonna be excited about? Like between Metroid and Mario Kart and Donkey Kong this year, I was stoked. Like, right? Like there's something for me as a Nintendo player. Next year I look at it and I'm like, Rhythm Heaven's probably my most anticipated. Mario Tennis Fever is my most anticipated. Like there isn't like these like
Wild Fire Emblem,
major
dude.
I'm not familiar with this franchise's
It
game,
could be
you
your
know?
opportunity. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll definitely hop in. I'll definitely try it out. But like I'm very curious to see where it all lands when it's all said and done. Headline, quote, "We aren't satisfied with our recent financial performance," end quote. Remedy says it will return to profitability by delivering hits again. This is Chris going over at BGC. Little bit of a longer article with some just like technical jargon, so just stick with me on this one. Quote, "As part of its Q3 financial results, the company reported an operating loss of 16.4 million euros between July and September of 2025, compared to an operating profit of 2.4 million euros during the same period last year. The loss means the financial year to date for Remedy, taking in January to September 2025, currently sits at an operating loss of 15.6 million euros compared to an operating loss of 2.9 million the previous year. Remedy had previously warned shareholders that this was coming in a profit warning issued earlier this month, in which it said sales of FBC Firebreak has still not reached its internal targets and that it had changed its outlook for its current business year as a result, from expecting a revenue and operating profit increase to expecting operating profit to be negative. 12 days after the release of the profit warning, Remedy announced that CEO Tero Vertala had left his role, quote, with immediate effect, end quote, to be replaced by Remedy co-founder Marcus Maki as interim CEO, end quote. Moving further into the article, quote, "Looking ahead to the company's future, Remedy says that by 2030, it aims to be a, quote, highly regarded creative studio with sustainable, significant commercial success," end quote. Quote, despite challenges with FBC Firebreak, our other in development projects are currently progressing according to plan. End quote, Maki summarized. Quote, majority of our effort goes into working with our established franchises, Control and Alan Wake, which we continue to invest in and expand into other media as part of our long-term strategy. In addition, we're focused on the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake with Rockstar Games. End quote. This is a bummer, dude. It really, really just shows sort of where the industry's at when it comes to these multiplayer games. They're either smacking like you get with what's happening with Battlefield and then happy Arc Raiders launch day, I guess, like that game's blowing up, or you have a situation like FBC Firebreak and it's tough. This is a team that 2023, you and I were debating, did they make the best game of that year? In the arguably best year in gaming history, did they make the number one game? And now we have a situation where their financials are rough. Like this for a company that was operating expecting a 3 million increase from the year prior, which is like that's rock solid for the sizing what I expect from Remedy. They make very low, like it's insane what they're able to do with fidelity, but their operating cost seems to be on the lower side of a AAA studio, or maybe even if you want to call them AA, around there, to a $16 million loss. Like this is rough for this team. My question to you, Connor, is can Control and Alan Wake's future and even these Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes steady the ship for Remedy in a way that can go and be smooth sailings ahead after a little bit of a rough patch with FBC Firebreak?
I think they can get down to a more steady, more stable place with these future titles with Control and Alan Wake, and specifically Max Payne 1 and 2, working with Rockstar. I think using that IP is going to be really important for them to start generating profit. FBC Firebreak was just such a misstep, dude. Like, they should not be working on something so far outside of their wheelhouse. They make fantastic third-person AAA video games with really interesting narratives and pretty tight, good combat. Like that's what they do. And they were like, let's go get creative and weird. And I want studios to be able to do that. But like now when you're a very small company like this and it's putting your entire future at risk to make what you're so known for, like I just think that it was just such a misfire and not a good idea for the company to go down that route. I hope they get to fulfill their roadmap because I think it's up in the air now. Like it's got to be stressful working at Remedy right now because of these financials, and it sucks because, like you said, 2 years ago we were talking about Remedy as one of the best developers in the industry. We were drafting them in video game developers drafts alongside developers like Rockstar, Kojima Productions, Naughty Dog. Like I loved what they were doing in the industry, and how creative and weird they were, and how they were tying this whole universe together. I thought it was really interesting, and now that's all at risk because of one really bad decision with FBC Firebreak, a game that I was semi-interested in, but like you said, you can't make a middling multiplayer game nowadays. You have to make a fantastic multiplayer game. And they gave this out to people basically for free because it was on PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass, and it had 1 million players, and they were all like, "Nah, I'm done playing this. Like I don't want to play this after a few weeks." And now it's just completely dwindled in fan base. They put out a new update, didn't bring anybody back. Like it's rough, man. So I hope that their future can stabilize, but I'm not necessarily counting on it, but I'm crossing my fingers that they do get to make the next Control. They get these Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes out the door. I imagine having Rockstar's help publishing those games, I believe that definitely does give them some cash in inflow that will help those get out the door. Hopefully those are a success, and that will help propel them to be able to make the future of Control and Alan Wake, two franchises. I've not finished Control, but I'm very interested in Control, and Alan Wake, obviously, I love from Alan Wake 2. So I want a future for this studio. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, I love Remedy as much as like a person can love a studio. Sam Lake is like, when we got asked early on in like mailbags, like if you could interview anyone, Sam Lake was both of our answers in our like top 3. Like such a creative mind and such a titan of this industry, basically, when it comes to the creative space. I really do hope that Max Payne, I don't know where Max Payne lands as a franchise for a lot of people. I know that there's a major nostalgia kick that comes in for some players, but also like I don't know how much that name matters nowadays. In 2026, at the earliest, we could see one of those games. I think that there's a non-zero chance that we see a Max Payne 1 and 2 remake at the Game Awards. Obviously, there's that great relationship between Keighley and the studio, and I can assume that there is some major higher-ups breathing down at Rockstar, let alone Remedy, being like, okay, if this ship is going to sink, we need to get this game out now. Let's go for it. And I hope that this can be the lifeline that gets Alan Wake 2 out the door. Or Alan Wake 3 out the door.
I think that having the Rockstar name attached to it definitely is going to help with getting this into people's hands. People are going to be just kind of excited about it just by association.
Yeah, if Rockstar's logo pops up, you go and freak you freak out. Oh, dude, can you imagine Game Awards? They show a Rockstar logo before they show the Remedy logo. Just oh, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. Show that Remedy logo first. Because you got to show the Rockstar logo.
But even then, people are going to be confused because, like, not everybody knows who Remedy is.
Yeah.
We know, like, nerds know, but, like, millions of people watch the Game Awards. They're just going to see the Rockstar logo and be like, ah!
Yeah, so hopefully this gets out the door and is super exciting. Like, Alan Wake 3, in the grand scheme of, like, most anticipated shit that could potentially come out in our lifetime, like, Alan Wake 3 is highly up there for me of the way that game ends, what I want from that franchise and what I want from that story. And then Control is a game that I am eager to hop into. And like we talk about it every single time we talk about streaming shit. Control comes up in the conversations while we're bouncing game around. Like I'm one day one of us will stream Control on the channel for sure. So
if I were to make a bet, I would say we never get Alan Wake 3, unfortunately. With where we are now. I hope I'm not right. I really hope I'm not right.
I think that right now they need a big win. They need something to really, like, once again, when you're talking about the positive side of things, they were operating with a €3 million W basically in their pocket. Like, that is awesome for a studio of seemingly what their size is. What the amount of copies of Alan Wake 2 that they were just trying to sell. Like, they were that game was not profitable forever
until like a few months ago.
Yeah, and so like
2 years, and that's one of the best games of all time, and one of the best. Like, it reviewed exceptionally well. It was in the conversation for the game of the year in a year that had Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, and that wasn't enough to push it out the door to a bigger audience. Like, it's like, man, they just cannot catch a break seemingly when it comes to just making a lot of money. They can make good ass games. They just can't really. They made good money on Control, and I think that changed like their perception of like what they wanted to do in the future. And they were like, we can take some risks here. We can do Alan Wake 2 after what was it, like 10 years after the first game. It's like let's do that, and let's do this multiplayer game. And I think that like they're probably looking at it now and being like, we need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, I think that the answer is you got to get that Max Payne out the door. You just got to find a way to get that cash flow happening. Let's make sure that these jobs stay secure. Let's make sure that these people stay taken care of, and let's put something fun in the players' hands to get the bad taste of FBC Firebreak out of the players' mouths. I think that the hope is that this ship can fully turn, like that we really can rework this in a way, because out of there's so many studios that we care for here at Cove 64 that we love talking about and love seeing them succeed, and Remedy is just one of them. And so I hope that the next news story that we read about Remedy is just a big fat W, because this sucks.
So when do you think the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes come out?
Next year. End of next year.
What was it between Control and Alan Wake 2?
4 years.
Okay.
But my thing is, so we're talking with a remake, remastered sort of situation. FBC Firebreak seemed to be a side project, not an all hands on deck situation. Alan Wake's 2023, so maybe 3 years of full tilt, 2.5 years of full tilt dev time going into a project like that. I could see that happening, and that's my hope is that, like, I don't know if they can go and be like not release something by next year for their yearly financials, like just seeing another negative year and putting more and more money into a studio that just bled a whole bunch in 2025. It now is reported. Like, that's really tough.
Yeah, I do think a remake kind of helps streamline the process for them and get it out the door quicker. But Max Payne 1 and 2, as I understand it, are going to need a lot of work to like modernize it. Like, so it's not like this easy task that's going to like have a quick turnaround. So I think 3 years is somewhat reasonable. But like you said, they definitely were distracted by FBC Firebreak, at least a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't have full tilt going on these other projects, which, like, at this point, I really think that this team is like, I remember the marketing for FBC Firebreak being awesome, in my opinion. Like, I liked the idea of, okay, you're only going to be playing this game for a couple weeks. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. We understand that you're a dad and you have other responsibilities and you only want to play for a couple hours with your friends. So it's all in Game Pass. It's all in all these things. I'm like, okay, that sounds awesome. But now we're seeing in practice what that actually means, which is you need your multiplayer games to be bangers. This is another, sadly, lesson that these teams are going to be learning. Like, it's not as bad as Concord, but like, we're talking about multiplayer games that it's either sink or swim, and there is no in between. There is not a space for a good to even rocks like seven. There's no 7.5s when it comes to multiplayer games. Like that's not going to be successful enough to go and want to make the next one. You know, you need to come out with 8.5s, 9, or you need to have this massive franchise alongside it. Because we're already talking about the Control Remedy universe. I was like, oh, more of that, and it's like, well, there's only so many players that even know about that, you know, like that's a thing. Right. So like you're not getting that bonus marketing compared to the audience that's so excited for the next Destiny, Battlefield, Call of Duty.
In our space, we know Remedy, we know Control, we know Alan Wake, like, and we love them. I think the broader public is not tuned in to the Remedy verse and what they're doing over there.
Totally. But you know, you should be tuned into patreon.com/co-op64, where you can get your name read at the each and every single podcast we do here at Co-op64. Amazing members such as JKP,
Cash R,
Pigeon Power,
Library Daniel,
Tyler,
Trace H,
Sir Shellis,
Raincoat,
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
The Dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconesy C,
Strachan 1978,
Das Goopy,
Diggleberg Rules,
Centuro,
Hook'em Horns,
Gonash,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Stooby Dooby,
Crispy,
DJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Mega,
Yogi,
Damn,
Holden M,
Colin C,
Brack,
Voodoo,
Milky Sins,
Alex the Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Cannon, Fodder, Games,
Badfellow,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt Skirt,
Goops,
J Matt B3,
Ali Benali,
Michael,
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.